And we're back. Sorry for that, we had to pause for station identification. I'm not sure where I was. My wife called, and I record this on my phone, so it showed up there that the recording would be paused and all that kind of stuff. But I had an old guy moment and just turned the recording off, or just answered the phone. Maybe I did turn the recording off. I don't know. Where was I? Oh yeah, the speed of thought. So the speed of thought is a really cool thing. Inside of our workings in these forms, we have we have all these different processes, right? All these different processes, they work together with the energy coursing through us to create a universe of thought. Now, in this universe of thought, the creator is the one in control. N'est-ce pas? So in this universe of thought, the mind works to take control. Now the thoughts are there anyway. Alright? The thoughts happen whether anybody is paying attention to them or not. The only thing that draws us out of this barrage of thoughts up there is pulling into momentary conscious awareness. It's the only thing that can pull us out of that raging storm. So, within the sky of the mind, all these thoughts racing around, right? And the mind looks at these thoughts. Now, the mind wants to make itself stronger. So the mind looks for the mightiest cloud that it can find. Now, sometimes the mind has found that these really nasty clouds up there, they got a lot of juice in them. They got a lot of rain, they got a lot of electricity, they got a lot of potential. They got a lot of potential for things, and so they go for, the mind goes for that juicy cloud. But it goes for that juicy cloud, and it doesn't realize that along with all that potential and all of that just juicy deliciousness of it, there is also a storm waiting to break out. It's kind of like, I guess I'll do some stretches while we're talking. It's kind of like doing, learning Kabbalah before learning Torah. Okay, the Torah is the instruction. And it's the overview. It's the skeleton. It's the skeleton and the muscles and everything like that. Up into the skin. Okay? And the Kabbalah is the skin. And the Kabbalah is gorgeous. It's translucent. The Kabbalah allows the light of the inner foundation of being to shine through, because it takes the outer layer and it just goes. But if the inside isn't ready to shine, if the inside isn't built up, what if there's no inside there? What if you were at a wedding and you went up to the cake and you went to get a slice of cake? Of course, I hope it's your wedding if you're cutting the cake. But whatever. Maybe you roll with a different crowd. I don't know. But what if you're at a wedding and you go up to the cake and you go to cut into it and it just goes and it's all frosting? You know, if you're 6 years old, you might be like, yeah, a whole bunch of frosting, y'all. But if you're you know, in your 20s or your 30s or 40s, your 50s or your 60s or your 70s or 80s or whatever. Maybe you're just an old soul in a 6-year-old's body. But you may look at that and realize, I can't just eat frosting. I have to have cake too. And it's the cake that makes the cake. It's not the frosting. Frosting would just be frosting. Which, I mean, that would be its own thing, right? And that's cool. That's the way you roll. Roll with it, baby. But I want my cake to be there quite a long time, as long as possible. And I don't want to get a stomachache eating it, so I just put a little bit of frosting on it. Just a little bit. Get that nice even amount. Where am I even going? So we had desire versus intention, and then we had or desire coming to intention, shooting the arrow, and I didn't explain all of this. I didn't get all this in the video earlier. Okay, let's skip back. I know I'm all over the place. I'm not going to apologize for it. Because it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? What does it say then? It's a beautiful day in a beautiful day in the beautiful day in the neighborhood, a neighborly day in the beauty hood. It's a neighborly day in the beauty hood, a neighborly day in the beauty. Could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Howdy, neighbor. Okay, so this brings us back around though, because we have intention, and along with intention, we've also been talking about Torah and Kabbalah. Okay, so intention, and this is a little bit different lesson maybe for you, but intention in Hebrew is called kavanah. And we are told to point our heart, to have the kavanah, to point our heart toward our target. Now this is specifically being taught in terms of blessings and prayers. You know, that if we point, even if we can't see where it is, can't go to it, whatever, we can go to it with the power of our heart by pointing our heart, by aiming our heart, by pointing our intention. And so we have desire versus intention. Now, if there's a target down there and I've got a bow and arrow, I can want to hit that target all I want. Like was said to me when I was a little kid, you can want in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up faster. Right? So I can want to hit that target. Oh, I want to hit that target so bad. It's never going to happen if I don't shoot the arrow. So, pull the arrow back. Hang on. I got something right here. Pull the arrow back. Right? Shaka Zulu time. Straighten out the back. Oh, nothing. Nothing. Why is nothing happening? I'm not letting go of the bowstring. You can't shoot your arrow if you don't let go of the bowstring. Alright? So letting go of the bowstring, this is an ancient Hebrew word that's the root of the word Torah. The root is yara, I think, and it means letting loose an arrow from the bow. So the Torah is not the arrow. The instruction is not the arrow. It is not the bow. It is not the target. It's not the flight. It's letting go. So this brings us into the Kabbalistic talk. Oh, because we got to know which way to go. You know? It's simple. If we're going to let go of our arrow, we got to know which way we're shooting it. We got to have the intention. We have to set our intention. And so with the law of attraction, it's like that. We set our intention, and then we just start doing stuff. Now, if we sit there and we focus on that all the time, just like with me focusing on my nerve not pinching and my leg not being numb and pulsating, right? Like, that's a crappy thing to focus on, you know? If you sit there and you focus on your maladies, they just get worse, fam. But if you set your intention and then move through life, do your stuff. Do all your stuff. Do somebody else's stuff. You know? Just do. Set your intention. Set your aim. And start doing. Because you already know what to do. It comes at you in the speed of thought. And yeah, you know what? Just like these videos that I make, maybe life doesn't make sense. Right? You're going along and you've got 10 million thoughts in your head right now, but all you got to think about is what you're doing right at this second. You set your intention, kind of like making an appointment on a calendar, and you can put the calendar on the wall. You don't have to think about it every day because it's right there. You know when it is, you know, and you can think about it when that happens. Same with everything else. Same with everything else. Remember too that when you shoot at that target, you're gonna miss. Because we miss more than we hit, but we do hit the target sometimes. And Henry David Thoreau said, and this is one of my favorite quotes: "Man by his very nature will eventually hit only that which he aims at. So although at first he should surely miss, better he aim high." We don't hit it all the time, but we do hit it sometimes. Now, there's another Hebrew lesson. So, the word for sin in Hebrew is called chet. Chet. It's like when you've got swollen tonsils, and back there you're trying to get it cleared up. I don't know if you can hear it. It's different from that's like in the middle of the soft palate. So it's yeah. Hebrew is a language of coughing and spitting. So what? I love it. Chet. Chet. Now that sounded like some recording. Chet. The word for sin is chet. Chet. Yeah. Sorry, I just had a laugh envisioning myself making a learn Hebrew tape. Chet is also an archery term. Chet is when you miss the mark. Isn't that cool? We all do it. We all miss the mark. We all fall short of who we think we are and who others think we are. But the good news is that's only in the realm of persons, of people. If we can move ourselves out of the realm of personhood, which ultimately that's the game of all spirituality. If we can move ourselves out of the realm of personhood and into the realm of being, there's no pain. There's no pain. I'm just right here. I'm just right here in this moment. Pain only exists in the future and the past. Yeah. Another little insider trading tip for you there. It only exists in the future and the past. And this is something I've observed with myself. When my focus is right here in the smallest, most minute moment that I can gather, I take my heart sometimes, and you have the beat, right? Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. I hope my heart's not beating that. I don't think it is. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Feel the heartbeat, feel the drum beat. That's not what my heart is saying right there, but that's kind of fun. That's a song I wrote like a year ago. It's a really fun song. A lot of words, very fast song. A lot of words. It's like speed singing, y'all. So the heart's going dum 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 dum. And but that dum dum, it's like a constricting. It's like a waving. Dum 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 dum. So you can take the heartbeat and you can divide it into a smaller segment, just through the power of your imagination, your perception. You know, that's what this is all about. Change your perception, change your reality. Change your reality, change your life. Change your life. Who do you want to be today? Shrink that moment down. Even shrink it down into in between of those beats. You know, it doesn't have to be anything to do with your heart or your lungs. You can focus on your breathing also. Many people do this. And the breath is great. The breath is so amazing. The breath is life. And it's death. It's life and death rolled up in this nice, beautiful little three-dimensional yin-yang package of existence. And it's just, there you go. So good to stand up straight. I'm going to finish my yoga stuff. My Brachot HaShachar, morning blessings. I'm going to do my Shachrit, and I'm going to go to work. And hopefully, I'll be able to get these videos loaded up today on the YouTube. But I can't guarantee anything. Wish I could. But there are no guarantees in life. There's an old saying. And I know that it's a Hebrew saying. It's a Hebrew saying. It's a saying in Hebrew. And it's also the saying in Yiddish. And the saying is, man plans, God laughs. Yeah. It's all perfect. You're perfect. You're wonderful. This world is wonderful. Being alive, such a blessing. Shalom, shalom, salam, salam. Peace.